we already know who's going to win every NBA award, for the most part. This season's very unique in the fact that we almost never have this clear of an idea of the frontrunners for almost every single award. Just take the Rookie of the Year, for example. Going into the season, the odds were very spread out, and for good reason. A lot of times, this award can just come down to opportunity, so it was no surprise when you had guys like Obi Toppin with some of the best odds at the award, which is just flat out laughable looking back. He's gotten just 12 minutes a game, averaging 5 and 2. We even saw Killian Hayes with top 5 odds, who's played 7 games this season where he shot 28% from the field. I think the craziest thing looking back is Lamelo Ball. Yes, he went into the year with the best odds, but that was still plus 440 or 4.4 to 1. As every game goes by, it's becoming more and more clear that the race is just over. Lamelo Ball is by far the favorite now, sitting at minus 410. In case you've been living under a rock, this isn't surprising at all. He's averaging 15 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists, shooting 43% from the field and 35% from 3. These stats only project to improve. In his last 11 games, he's averaging 20 points as a 42% three-point shooter. I think it's safe to say he would be sitting at least minus 800 if we were far enough into the season, or even if he suffers a season-ending injury, he would still have enough games played to secure the award. A factor we've seen come into play multiple times. I think the best recent examples would be Zion Williamson and Joel Embiid. Now, minus 410 might not seem like a guarantee, but the next closest is going to be Tyrese Halliburton at plus 600. After that, it jumps to Anthony Edwards at plus 1200. Just give him the award already. Now, yes, we're going to see some guys come close in the box scores, like Anthony Edwards, who's averaging just 0.5 points less than Lamelo. I mean, Lamelo still wins the box score battle by a landslide, but even if Anthony Edwards went on a tear from here on out, he still has so much room to make up in efficiency, and even if he did that, Lamelo's well-rounded game and the impact he's made on the Hornets going for the playoffs, while the Timberwolves just suck, Lamelo's case is still going to be pretty hard to compete with. For Tyrese Halliburton, he's having a great rookie season and would have a shot most years, but just isn't going to have the volume to narrow the gap. Assuming we don't see a fluke injury, this award is a lock, but it's not the only one in this exact scenario. Team success isn't usually a huge factor in non-MVP awards, but it's definitely helping the case for Jordan Clarkson in the 6th Man of the Year award. Like Rookie of the Year, no one had a clear lead for 6th man going into this season. The player who had the best odds was Lou Williams at plus 450, a player that's consistently gone into the season as a frontrunner over the last few seasons and actually has won the award 3 times already. Things have changed. He's now sitting at plus 3,600. In other words, he's not winning the award. He got off to a super slow start on this season, and while he's picked it up, his 12 points and 4 assists is just not going to compete. Jordan Clarkson and Danilo Gallinari came in tied for the 2nd best odds. Gallinari is far from in the discussion at this point as he's averaging 10 points, shooting 37% from the field. The only player giving Clarkson a sense of competition is going to be Eric Gordon, who's averaging almost 19 points a game, but his case really falls off when you consider that he's played just 23 games, 11 of those which he started, has worse efficiency, and's on a team with one of the worst records in the league. Clarkson's case is practically bulletproof. He's averaging 18 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists, shooting 46% from the field and 38% from 3. He's played 31 out of 32 games, all coming off the bench on a team that currently has the top record in the league. I actually think his odds are still a bargain right now at minus 360, but with the next closest being Gordon at plus 850, again, just give him the award. For most of the season, the Most Improved award looked like it was going to be an intense back-and-forth battle between Jeremy Grant and Christian Wood. Sadly, this has kind of changed. Now, the two went into the season far from the favorites. No one really was, which is very common. This award a lot of the times is very unclear, even when the season ends. I mean, just look at last year. You had a ton of players in the conversation, including Bam Adebayo, Devontae Graham, and Luka Doncic. Brandon Ingram would win the award, but it wasn't a given even following the conclusion of the season. The best odds going into this year were in the hands of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Jamal Murray at plus 1,200. Christian Wood came into the season at plus 2,000, and Jeremy Grant at plus 4,000. For most of the year, Wood had the slight edge on Grant. I think he peaked at around minus 120. On the season, he's averaging 22 points and 10 rebounds, shooting an insane 56% from the field and 42% from 3. But every game that goes by, his odds are tanking, not due to play, but the fact that he isn't playing, as he's currently week to week with an ankle injury. his odds have jumped up all the way to plus 350. So we now have a clear frontrunner, that being at Jeremy Grant of the Detroit Pistons. He had a case even when Wood was playing, but now with him playing 31 games, Christian Wood 17, and with Wood still not yet to return, Grant is going to win this award, and right now, his odds are at minus 210. It's just easy money. On the year, he's averaging 23 points and 5 rebounds, shooting 37% from 3, up from his averages last season of 12 points and 5 rebounds. Now, this is a good example of why you can't get too confident with the odds due to injuries this early on in the season that just jump a player out of contention overnight. Going into the season, there was a clear 4 players in the running for Defensive Player of the Year, that being Anthony Davis as the slight favorite, the reigning title holder Giannis Antetokounmpo, 2-time winner Rudy Gobert, and Bam Adebayo. Adebayo has completely jumped out of the conversation. He's sitting at plus 3,600. It isn't looking likely that Giannis has a shot, with his odds jumping all the way up to plus 1,200. For most of the season, Anthony Davis was the heavy favorite to take home the award, but that's changed. He's the defensive anchor of one of the top defensive teams in the league, but he's currently out with injury, while other contenders are strengthening their case. He's now fallen to 3rd place with plus 850 odds. It's really hard to imagine him getting back into the conversation. 2nd place is a guy that went into the year with plus 3,000 odds, that being Miles Turner, who currently sits at plus 350. His case is really strengthened by his league-leading 3.5 blocks a game, but it's looking like it's going to be hard to take down the current favorite, Rudy Gobert, who's at minus 210. Gobert's rim protecting has been on full display, averaging 2.8 blocks a game, but his case is really made by being the top defender on one, if not the best defensive team in the league. He's another guy that, well, in my eyes, has already won the award. The only one I really think is a competition happens to be the biggest award, the most valuable player. Going into the year, there was 2 clear favorites, 3rd-year player Luka Doncic, and the winner of the last 2 MVPs, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Both players are having great individual seasons, but their team success has really hurt their odds. The Mavericks are sitting at 500, so Luka's odds have gone all the way up to plus 1,100. The Bucks sit as the 3rd seed, which just isn't going to be enough for Giannis to beat photo fatigue, so his odds have gone all the way up to plus 1,800. Jokic sits with the 3rd best odds due to the insane numbers he's putting up right now. He's averaging 27 points, 11 rebounds, and 8 assists, shooting 56% from the field and 41% from 3. The season he's having right now needs to get talked about more, but with the Nuggets currently sitting as the 7th seed in the West, they've got a lot of team success to make up for Jokic to really become a true contender, in my opinion. Most of the time, this award goes to a player on a team with the top seed in their conference. Right now, with the 76ers being the top team in the East, that's really helping the case for a player with the 2nd best odds, Joel Embiid. Right now, he's at plus 350, averaging 30 points and 11 rebounds, shooting 53% from the field and 41% from 3, while being one of the most feared defenders in the league. I'm actually really surprised most aren't looking at him as the clear frontrunner. I mean, right now, that spot belongs to a pretty familiar name, LeBron James, someone that's already taken home this award 4 times in his career. At 36 years old, he's averaging 26 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists, shooting 50% from the field and 36% from 3. His odds are currently at plus 150. So we have a pretty good idea of every award, really besides MVP. I truly believe, though, if the season ended today, Embiid's got a better case. I think it's close. I think these odds should just be flipped. He's been just as impressive statistically, and while yes, their records are practically identical, the 76ers have the benefit of being in the Eastern Conference and are the top seed. In the West, the top 2 seeds are currently in the hands of the Clippers and Utah Jazz, 2 teams that don't have anyone in contention for the award. The best player odds from anyone from those teams is Kawhi Leonard at plus 2,100. But what's so fun about this race is it's really shaping up to be a 2-man battle. So here's the situation we're in when it comes to the awards. Lamelo Ball, he's winning Rookie of the Year. Jordan Clarkson, he's going to take 6-man. Jeremy Grant, he's going to win Most Improved. Rudy Gobert is going to win Defensive Player of the Year. And then we've got this neck-and-neck battle between one of the greatest of all time, LeBron James, and Joel Embiid going for his first MVP. This should be fun. Oh, and if it wasn't clear, this whole video is based on actual Las Vegas odds. Just making that clear, Timmy.